Hi everybody, I'm Gary King III, founder of North Shore Adaptive Sports, and I'm here with Carolyn Duncan, my partner. We're here to talk to you about mental health crisis, and particularly borderline personality disorder, but splitting from a partner's perspective.
Cool.
So, what things do you notice that's out of the ordinary when I first start splitting?
Okay, when you're having a symptom of splitting with your mental health?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, one of the things that I notice is the physical changes in you. For example, you tend to pace around the house, like walking back and forth in a really disoriented kind of way. Or you might start sweating a lot.
I know the sweating is a big one.
Yeah. And it seems like you're having a lot of fast thoughts or racing thoughts. So for you particularly, those are some of the physical things that I notice. Yeah?
Yeah.
I also noticed that you tend to focus on one thing that's bothering you.
Not everything though.
You tend to like pick one thing and like get really fixated on that one thing. Like, I don't even know what, and it's like some one comment that someone said or one action that someone did, or it's just one thing, and it's like your mind kind of takes that one thing and makes it everything.
Okay.
So, for example, like let's say you're in a new environment, you're starting a new job, right? And over the course of a week, like you've met with your new boss, you've filled out paperwork with HR, you've met some coworkers, right? And it's been good, it's been stressful, it's been interesting, right? But like if you're splitting where your mind is taking kind of reality and it's dividing it, these things are the good things and these things are the bad things, you will find one bad thing, like that person didn't say goodbye to me on my first day when I left. And then your brain will sort of color everything yucky. Like the boss must hate me, I'm not going to be able to do a good job in this job, the pay's not enough. Do you see what I'm saying? And then the only conclusion that your mind will come to is, I have to quit this job. This is a bad job and I have to quit it. Is that a pretty reasonable example?
I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah. And typically what I see is that it's really just like one minor thing that's stressing you out, that you, for some reason, it's like your brain just can't get into problem solving mode or stress management mode. And so it's, I think a lot of times with splitting, they say that it's like a defense mechanism. You're trying to protect yourself from hurt, trying to protect yourself from failure, trying to protect yourself from rejection.
Right.
Yeah, and so it's a way for your mind to cope with the possibility of those negative things. And the safest thing feels like, let me get out of this situation.
Well, I think abandonment plays a big trigger.
I think for you, yeah. Not everybody with borderline, but for you personally, yeah.
Yeah.
Your relationships are important to you, and if you feel that a minor conflict or a negative, interaction is going to result in the relationship breaking up or the friendship ending or there being distance in the family relationship, then you'll tend to have a splitting episode about that relationship.
Right.
How does it feel to you when you're in the middle of splitting?
But I'm just focused on one thing and I don't think about anything else.
It's kind of like you lose sight of the big picture.
Oh.
Yeah. Does it feel scary when you're splitting? Or what does it feel like emotionally?
I don't know what it feels like emotionally. It just feels like it it's happening every week.
Does it feel like it's an emergency?
Yeah.
Like everything is really urgent and it has to be decided right now and it has to be, you know.
I have to act on it impulsively.
Okay. There's an urgency there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it feel panicky? Like if I don't make a decision right now, something bad or worse is going to happen?
There might be some truth to that.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. So, I don't know. I think it'd be helpful to talk about some of the things that I've found to be effective at supporting you when you're having a splitting episode. Because I know as a partner, it's, especially in the beginning, it's terrifying. Like, you could go from like joking and laughing around and being really affectionate to like, I have to quit my job right now and I need you to help me quit my job. And it's like, it feels like it's so out of the blue, or it feels like it's too rushed. It feels like it is, it feels like you think it's an emergency, but it doesn't seem like, based on the facts, that it is an actual emergency in reality. So it's kind of confusing because on one hand, you're like trying to respond to someone that feels like they're in a crisis, but you're also trying to evaluate like how big of a problem is this really?
Right.
On my side, you know? You mentioned in your first video about splitting that checking the facts is really helpful. So I do find that trying to focus on the facts can be helpful in stabilizing the episode, but not right away.
Could it take some time?
Well, because you're so upset. Because to you, it feels like this really is a big problem. To you, it feels like the whole world is crashing down. So when I took the Family Connections program from the Borderline Association, they taught us that one of the best ways to help calm someone down that's having triggers or splitting is to use validation techniques, like to reflect, like, Gary, it looks like you're really upset. Gary, it looks like you're really feeling very panicky about this. Gary, how are you feeling? Like trying to address the emotions that you're going through first, and then trying to add some facts on with it. But if, like, I'm very fact oriented, so if I start with facts, it just escalates because facts don't mean much to you when you're feeling so overwhelmed. Yeah. For you personally, I've found that physical exercise is a great way to calm down, and it's also a great way to bring safety into the conversation, because it's hard to be reacting and also be moving your body in a productive way at the same time.
Right.
So a lot of times you'll notice I'll ask you to take a walk, or I'll give you a specific like physical objective, like, can you put this away, or can you go to this, can you walk to this house and then come back? Like, I'll give you a specific physical goal that will help you kind of ground yourself into the physical environment.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you feel like helps you when you're splitting?
I would say nothing helps me.
It feels like nothing will help.
Because I'm so caught up in the moment.
Yeah. I think in the moment you feel like the only way I'll feel better is if I quit that job. The only way I'll feel better is if I move right now.
Yeah.
The only way I'll feel better is if I break up right now. And it feels like you have to do it right now, or, you know, doom and, you know, gloom are coming your way. But
I'm trying to anticipate.
Yeah. But it's like a mirage. You know, like, do you know what a mirage is?
We're not talking about the desert.
But like in the desert, when people get extremely thirsty or heated and they need water, right? They'll look down the road and imagine that they see a fresh spring of water, but it's not actually there. It's like a delusion. So like for you, it's like you see this impending emergency coming toward you and you want to do anything you can to avoid it. But it's like a mirage emergency because there's not actually really usually an emergency there.
Okay.
I don't know.
That makes sense.
But to you, it feels that way. So that's kind of the first thing for me is like, let's pause or slow down the emergency, feelings and try to get into problem solving. But
Right.
I think there's a lot more that could be said about splitting.
Yeah.
Maybe more videos in the future. And it looks like you're getting a little tired, so.
I am tired.
Okay. Well, anything else to add?
No, I don't think I have anything else to add.
I think I would just put in a plug for that Family Connections program. It's 12 weeks. It's an hour and a half or 2 hours each week. And they go through techniques for supporting a family member with borderline personality disorder. And honestly, it was very helpful to me when I did it 2 years ago. And I'm starting to, I joined a Facebook group for that program so that I can be reminded of the techniques. And they have webinars after you do the program to refresh your skills. So, yeah, it's from the NEABPD, the National Endowment for Borderline Personality Disorder, something like that. And the program is called Family Connections. So if you have a chance to dig into that program, highly recommended.
Okay. Well, thank you for tuning in. And I know it's been a while since we posted a video, but we'll try to do more video updates regularly. Thank you and have a good night. Bye.